13 warning signs your cat feels unsafe. Cats are masters at masking their emotions. They may appear calm on the surface, but beneath that fluffy exterior, your feline friend could be feeling deeply uneasy. The tricky part? Their signals are often so subtle that we miss them entirely, until those feelings turn into bigger behavioral problems. In today's video, we're diving into 13 warning signs your cat feels unsafe. Some of these will surprise you because they don't look like fear at first glance. By the end, you'll know how to read your cat's hidden language and create a home where they feel truly secure. Stick around until number 1. It's a sign so easy to overlook that even lifelong cat owners miss it, and it can reveal the root of your cat's anxiety. 13. The silent statue stance. Most people think a frightened cat will hiss, scratch, or run for cover. But one of the earliest indicators of fear is the exact opposite: stillness. When your cat suddenly freezes with wide, unblinking eyes and their body low to the ground, they're not just resting, they're calculating. This kind of motionless posture often occurs when a cat feels cornered or uncertain about a sudden change in their environment. It's a survival tactic. By becoming a silent statue, they hope the perceived threat will pass them by. If you notice this frozen stance, don't try to pet or move your cat. Instead, create distance between them and the trigger. Then speak softly from afar. Over time, this response fades once your cat learns they're not in danger. 12. Whiskers drawn inward. Most of us focus on a cat's tail or ears to gauge their mood, but whiskers reveal even more. When a cat feels unsafe, their whiskers often pull tightly back against their cheeks. It's a subtle, fleeting signal, but it carries deep meaning. Whiskers serve as highly sensitive radar, helping cats map their surroundings. Pulling them inward is like shutting down their sensory antennas, a sign they're bracing for something unpleasant or trying to minimize their profile. The next time a new guest enters your home or an unfamiliar sound startles your cat, glance at their whiskers. If you see them flatten, it's a whisper from your cat's nervous system saying, "I'm not okay." Recognizing this early gives you a chance to step in and soothe them before fear escalates. 11. The avoidance loop. Sometimes the loudest message is silence, or rather, absence. A cat who once enjoyed lounging in the sunny living room but now sticks to shadowy corners isn't just exploring new nap spots. They're likely avoiding an area they've associated with stress or danger. This avoidance loop can begin after something as simple as a noisy appliance or a tense argument in the household. Because cats are creatures of routine, sudden changes to their preferred spaces are a major red flag. Watch for patterns. If your cat consistently takes long, indirect routes through the house or refuses to enter certain rooms, it's a quiet confession of unease. The solution isn't to force them back, but to rebuild positive associations by pairing those spaces with calm voices, play, and rewards. 10. Over-grooming. Many cats groom as a way to relax, but when fear lingers, grooming shifts from a comfort habit to a compulsion. If you notice bald patches or frayed fur along your cat's belly or legs, stress may be to blame. This behavior isn't about cleanliness. It's a way for your cat to self-soothe, much like humans biting their nails when anxious. Unfortunately, over-grooming often worsens the very stress it's meant to relieve, creating a painful cycle of irritation and discomfort. If your cat's grooming suddenly becomes frantic or targeted to one area, consider what recent changes might have unsettled them: a new pet, a move, or even a different laundry detergent. Identifying the trigger is the first step toward breaking the loop. 9. The half-hearted purr. Most people assume purring equals happiness, but cats purr for a range of emotional reasons, including fear. A half-hearted, uneven purr often carries a subtle edge of tension. Unlike the deep, rhythmic purr of contentment, this version feels thin, sometimes accompanied by rapid breathing or stiff body language. It's a cat's way of saying, "I'm trying to calm myself," rather than, "I'm relaxed." Pay attention to context. If your cat begins purring during a vet visit, while being handled by strangers, or after a loud household disruption, it's not a compliment, it's a coping mechanism. Recognizing the difference helps you respond with patience instead of assuming everything is fine. 8. Tail tucked like a question mark. While a puffed-up tail is a classic fear signal, a tucked or coiled tail is a quieter indicator that your cat feels unsafe. This posture often appears when your cat is trying to make themselves seem smaller, like they're folding inward for protection. You might see this during encounters with other animals, especially if your cat feels overpowered or trapped. The tail wraps tightly around their body, resembling a question mark in shape and meaning. Am I safe here? If you spot this sign, resist the urge to scoop them up. Instead, create escape routes and hiding places so they regain a sense of control. Over time, a confident cat will unfurl their tail naturally when they feel secure again. 7. The reluctant eater. When a cat skips meals, many people assume it's a picky appetite. In reality, sudden changes in eating habits often stem from fear or anxiety. A cat that feels unsafe will hesitate to expose themselves by lowering their head to eat. You might notice them hovering near the bowl, sniffing the food, then walking away. Or they may only eat late at night when the house is silent, avoiding mealtimes when people or other pets are nearby. This behavior can escalate quickly, leading to health issues like liver problems. If your cat's eating pattern changes overnight, consider environmental stressors first. Rearranged furniture, a new household member, or even a strange smell near their food station. Providing a quiet, predictable mealtime routine can help rebuild their sense of safety. 6. Sudden hypervigilance. Cats naturally keep an eye on their surroundings, but when vigilance tips into obsession, it's a warning sign. A fearful cat will pause repeatedly during play or grooming to scan the room, ears flicking in multiple directions. Their movements become sharp and staccato, as though they're anticipating something bad around every corner. This state of constant alert burns energy and prevents your cat from truly resting. Unlike brief curiosity sparked by a sudden noise, hypervigilance lingers. Even in a quiet room, the cat behaves like they're bracing for impact. If you see this pattern, it's time to examine what's making them feel perpetually exposed. Perhaps a lack of hiding spaces, noisy neighbors, or even subtle tension between household pets. 5. Uncharacteristic stillness during play. Cats thrive on play as an outlet for stress. When a normally playful cat abruptly stops mid-pounce and retreats, it's rarely boredom. It's fear breaking through the surface. This freeze and flee behavior happens when something in the environment has triggered a sense of vulnerability. Perhaps another pet entered the room, or a distant sound reminded them of a past threat. You can spot the difference between done playing and too scared to play by observing their body. A cat ending playtime calmly will stroll away with a loose tail. A fearful cat's body will be tight and hunched, with eyes scanning for escape routes. Offering quiet reassurance and a safe exit helps them regain confidence. 4. The silent meow. Most people associate fear with loud vocalizations like hissing or yowling, but some cats go the opposite direction. They go silent. The silent meow looks almost comical. Your cat opens their mouth as if to speak, but no sound comes out. This isn't a quirky trick. It's a stress response rooted in vulnerability. When a cat feels unsafe, their body may literally suppress vocal output to avoid drawing attention to themselves. This can occur during car rides, vet visits, or even when a new animal has entered the home. If your chatty cat suddenly loses their voice, they're quietly broadcasting just how overwhelmed they feel. 3. Reluctance to turn their back. A secure cat will flop down on their side, roll over, or lounge with their back facing you. These are signs of deep trust. But a cat who feels unsafe will rarely allow themselves to be in such a vulnerable position. You'll notice them always facing the room's exit, keeping potential threats in view. Even when they nap, one ear stays angled toward the source of their unease. This constant need to monitor their surroundings prevents deep rest and signals persistent anxiety. To help, provide elevated perches and covered beds. These give your cat a safe vantage point where they don't need to twist their body defensively, allowing genuine relaxation to return. 2. Hesitation at thresholds. Doorways, hallways, and staircases are natural pinch points in a home, and they can reveal a cat's hidden fears. When your cat pauses at a threshold, peering into the next room with tense shoulders and a low stance, they're assessing danger. Sometimes they'll dart across quickly, as though racing through a danger zone. Other times they'll refuse to cross altogether. This behavior often develops when something scary has happened in that specific spot. A vacuum cleaner, a falling object, or even a sudden confrontation with another pet. Rebuilding confidence may involve guiding them through gradually with treats and praise, showing them the space is safe again. 1. Sudden sleep pattern disruption. Cats sleep an impressive amount, often 12 to 16 hours a day. That's why changes in their sleep schedule are one of the clearest indicators something is wrong. When a cat feels unsafe, they can't fully let down their guard. They'll take shorter, lighter naps, waking frequently to scan the room. Others may abandon their favorite sleeping spots altogether, choosing awkward locations like behind the toilet or on a narrow shelf because those places feel protected. This disrupted sleep doesn't just signal fear, it worsens it. Just like humans, cats become more irritable and anxious when they're exhausted. If you notice your cat suddenly sleeping less or in unusual positions, it's time to investigate environmental stressors. Restoring their safe space can restore their peace of mind. And there you have it. Those are the signs your cat feels unsafe. Curious for more insights? Discover the ways they tried to show love that you might have missed, or learn about the things they only do with people they love the most. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more.